Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. First things first, I really wanted to just sort of apologise for the haphazardness of my channel the last few weeks. With going on holiday and the dark night and starting a new college course, which I'm going to talk to you about in a minute, it's kind of been really hectic and I haven't been able to keep on top of the schedule that I'd got going when I first started this channel up. So sorry about that, but I am going to slowly work my way back into that, and normal service should resume shortly. But thank you for carrying on watching and staying subscribed. Today my video is going to be a little stationery haul, and then I also wanted to talk a bit about university and my experience of university and any tips. It's kind of that time. I would have thought if you are a fresher or like in your first year in American college, I don't know what they call that, is it a sophomore? I'm not sure. But yeah, if you're in your first year of college, you probably would have just come to the end of Freshers Week right now. So I just wanted to talk about my experience and any tips that I can give you. The reason I did this, a lot of people in sort of the September time talk about like back to school, and it's been a long time since I was at school or like college or sixth form or anything like that, but university was only 3 years ago now, so it's kind of still quite fresh in my mind, and I wanted to pass any tips along that I could. So I'm just going to start off with my little stationery haul and sort of explain why I'm buying stationery. You're probably looking at me and thinking, why do you need stationery? You're not going back to school. You're too old. Well, I am old. I am like a mature student now. I am 24, nearly 25, but I am going back to sort of college in the evenings as well as working full time, because I want to train to be a counsellor. I did my degree in psychology, so it's been a long time coming for me to sort of take the next step in becoming a counsellor, and it's something I really want to do because I am just in love with the idea of, you know, helping people work through any problems that they have. But for that, obviously I needed some pretty new stationery, and I got so excited about this because I haven't done this in so long, buying like new stationery like at the beginning of term. So I'll start off. The first place I went to, and I think that's the best stationery, is Wilkinson's. I got kind of stuff all from this little range, which is like little beach huts. It's so summery and cute. First off, I got these little post-its. I don't even know why I got them, because I don't know when I'm going to need them, but they were just too cute to leave there. And they're just like, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 designs in there, all different sizes and different designs. I hope you can see that there's like ice creams and beach huts and hearts and things, and they're really adorable. And I just thought I had to pick them up. They were £1 or something ridiculous like that. So yes, I got them. And my actual practical stationery. This is my little notebook that I've been taking to college with me. It's just like plain white. Inside is just like normal line, but it's got this cute little beach house and bunting design on it. And I like my little birdie friend up the top there. This was £1 or £1.50, I can't remember. And then the other thing I bought was just sort of this plastic wallet type thing, and it's got like ice creams all over it, and I just wanted this to put sort of any like work that I've got taken or anything that I'm taking home. I have actually got some stuff in there already, so that it doesn't get like all crumpled up in my bag, so I like that. And that was probably about £1. And the only other thing that I bought, these are in Tesco's. I got some pens. These are just like the Bic medium ones. They're my favourite pens to use. And I needed like an A4 folder, but I didn't want a lever art, so I just wanted like a plain ring binder. And I just picked this one up. It was on half price, about £1.50, and it's just really cute with these really cute little cartoon elephants all over it, and little birds and butterflies, and just a really cute colourful design. But I haven't started using that yet because I haven't got any work to put away, but I'm sure I will fill it up soon. So that was my little stationery haul. I know there wasn't much in it, but I didn't actually need that much. I'm sure I'll probably buy some more bits and bobs as the year goes on. So now I'm going to go on to like my university tips. So if you're, you know, not going to university for a while, or not thinking about going, or have already been, I honestly won't mind if you want to switch off and go and watch something else right now. But the first thing I thought of when I thought of university was the absolute terror of going away from home, moving away from your parents and your friends and everything, and going into this flat with like a load of other strangers. I picked, like, they were nice flats that I had an ensuite bathroom, which was lovely, and a shared kitchen. But when I got there, I was so ready to sort of try and, you know, make a new group of friends and everything, but I just was really unlucky with the people in my flat. I think I shared with 8 other people. I say really unlucky because they could have been awful. They could have, you know, wanted to trash everything, and they weren't like that. They were really nice people, but they just had their own thing going on. They weren't interested in, you know, making friends as a whole flat. They had their own friends from home, and that's all they were interested in. So as you can imagine, there was me on my first night. I did actually, you know, get to know some of the other girls that lived there, but at that point they hadn't turned up, because this was on the Saturday and you could also move in on Sunday. They hadn't come yet. I was on my own with, like, I don't know, it was like 6 o'clock. My mum needed to go home because obviously it was getting late, and I didn't know what to do, and I couldn't bear the fact of, you know, sitting alone on my own on my first night of university. And so my saving grace was actually, ironically, a friend from home. She wasn't at the time really even a friend, just somebody who I knew from school, and we'd got chatting, bumped into each other on a couple of nights out, and she'd heard that I was going to the same university, and we got chatting and realised that our flats were actually next door to each other. And I tried knocking on the flat door, but no one was in. So I actually, like, this is how well I didn't know her at all, really. I didn't have her mobile number or anything. So I text, like, a mutual friend who texted me her mobile number. And I texted her and said, I'm really sorry, but I'm on my own. Can I come and meet you, because I don't know what to do? And she said, yeah, sure, come over. So my mum, bless her, at like 6 o'clock at night, walked me over to this bar that was on the other side of the campus, and we said our teary goodbye. I was so sad to see her go, and I went in and obviously met this girl who I kind of already know, but I didn't know that much about her. Like, at this time I couldn't have told you where she lived, how many brothers and sisters she had, or anything. I didn't know anything about her, and also the other guys from her flat, and that was just like a friendship formed, really. I'm still friends with her now, and the other people from her flat as well. I ended up living with 2 of the other people from her flat, and we're really good friends. They'll be coming to my wedding and everything, so it worked out really nicely, and it was so nice. If I wanted to, you know, go and see someone, I just had to literally pop out my door and round the corner, and I could go next door into their flat. So my point I'm trying to make after that really long-winded story was, you know, if you find yourself in a situation like that where, you know, maybe the people in your flat aren't that interested in making new friends, or just aren't very nice, don't panic. There's always a solution. Try going and knocking on the flat next door or the house next door, or if not, just trying and going down to some of the bars, or the big thing on Freshers Week, always try and join societies. I think that's a big thing to do. And as well, like in your lessons, like I made quite a few friends as well in my lessons and things, so who I still have on Facebook and stuff, and I think that's a really good place to meet people. So I just want that, my point I'm trying to say really is, if your flat is looking like, you know, they're not the type of people for you, don't panic. You can always find someone. You are not alone. I also wanted to talk about, like, your classes in your first year of university. I don't know how the system works in America, but in England, your first year of university does not actually count towards your degree. So I think there's a big temptation just to not do anything at all. I was so bad in my first year. I lived right on campus. I was 5 minutes away from any of the places where my classes were. Yeah, I was so lazy. I stayed in bed all the time. I look back, I was like, oh God, I should have just appreciated that, because then when I moved out to my house, which was like a 25-minute walk away up a big hill, and then I was in my second year and things actually mattered. God, that was painful. But yeah, I mean, the point of the first year and the reason why they don't have it count is so you can A, work out if the subject that you're doing your degree in is the subject for you, and B, get used to living away from home, live the university lifestyle, but don't live it too much. Totally enjoy yourself. You know, enjoy Freshers Week, enjoy going out all the time. Like, trust me, when you get to my age, you won't be able to do that anymore. I don't know how I used to go out all the time like I did at university. But yeah, just make sure that you do actually put a bit of effort into your class, because some job places, nowhere that I've come across, but some companies do check what your mark in your first year was. And also, it'll just make you feel better going into like your second year of university, because you'll feel, I kind of let it go a bit. I just sort of passed for my first year, and then that made me really panicky for my second year, because I thought, oh my God, maybe I can't do this, maybe I'm not cut out for it. But then I just realised that I just wasn't putting the effort in, because I was just enjoying myself far too much. So just, you know, make sure you get like that work hard, play hard, basically. Get that balance right and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Also, I wanted to talk about money. Obviously, it's going to be your first time, you know, living on your own and dealing with your own money probably. And as well, you suddenly get thrown a lot of money when you become a student. You know, you're getting your maintenance loan or grant. Sometimes people get bursaries, I know I did, and then you get your student overdraft, and they might offer you a student credit card, and these are all things that you've never had before, and it's a bit like overwhelming. And suddenly you're on your own, you've got to sort out your own food. You know, no one's watching how much you're spending, no one can see how many bags of clothes or makeup that you bring home from town, and I think it makes you go a bit wild, and I know I definitely did. And I just wanted to say to anyone going to university, enjoy that money and everything, and you know, enjoy having fun with it, but just watch it, because I got myself into a bad situation in my second year of uni, and I had to call my mum up crying because I didn't have enough money, and she had to bail me out. I eventually, when I graduated, I paid her every penny back. She had to lend me about £1,000 in the end, and I paid every penny of it back, but I kind of wish that I hadn't got myself into that situation in the first place. So just don't get overwhelmed with the amount of money that's kind of getting thrown at you. Just remember, you need to budget. Still enjoy yourself, but just kind of keep that in the back of your head, just not to go over the top. Also wanted to just talk about homesickness, and also, I mean, it might not be relevant to everyone, but it was to me, is relationships at university, because that can be hard too. When I went to university, I had been with my boyfriend, who thankfully is now my fiance. Yeah, I'd been with him for, I think, just under a year. So we were at quite a sort of tricky stage of our relationship. We were like, oh God, is this actually going to work? Should we carry on? But I think there was kind of, we never even thought about splitting up. I know some people do that, they split up before they go away to uni, but for us, I don't know, that we never discussed that, it never became an option. We just decided to sort of see what would happen, and we were fine. I think there is some situations where it can be hard. I think that maybe if both of you are going to separate universities, that can be different, because you're both having this party lifestyle, and maybe that's where things can start to slip. In my situation, I was at university, he was back at home in the same area that I lived. He had got a job and was working full time. He used to come up and see me every other weekend. But it kind of worked out quite nicely for us, because we had got together when I was 17, and we were like stuck together like glue, like proper teenagers in love, just, you know, seeing each other all the time, couldn't get enough of each other. And then we just got to have this little break, and I was going off doing my thing with my friends, and he was going off doing his thing with his friends, because all of his friends basically, like his guy friends, they didn't go to university either, they stayed at home and got jobs. I think that's another situation where it can be difficult if you're going to university and then all of your like mutual friends and everything have also gone away and they're stuck at home on their own. It can be different. but it just worked out really well for us, and I think it did us some good actually getting some space. And obviously now we've been together nearly 7 years, so it works out fine for us. I just think with relationships, don't think that university has to be the be all and end all of it. If you're sitting there thinking, I don't want to go to university in a relationship with someone, I want to go to university single, then do that, do what's good for you. But at the end of the day, if you're thinking, I feel like maybe we should break up, but I don't want to, don't. Just see how it's going to pan out, because you don't know. I always believe in the saying, what will be will be. So if it's meant to be, then it'll happen and it'll work out at the end of the day. But if it's not, then it won't, and you'll probably meet someone else anyway. So I do think it's hard though, judging. I know there were people at my university who they went there as a couple, went to university together, and I think that is difficult because you can just carry on being sucked away in your little couple's world and not really enjoying the experience of it or meeting new people. I think that's different. And also, I know some people like meet someone like the first week of university and get straight into a relationship with them. I think that can have the same effect. But if you're going single, just enjoy yourself, enjoy being young and free and single, and I'm sure once you get a bit older, maybe like second or third year, if you meet a boyfriend then that's the time where you want to think about settling down. But yeah, all I'm trying to say is enjoy it. What will be with regards to relationships and things like that. And homesickness, it can be hard. For some people it doesn't bother them at all. If you're not like a person who's really attached to home, then you're probably okay. I started off like the first semester, I started off fine. I was really like not that worried, and I didn't really come home. I think I came home like once in like reading week, and then again at Christmas. I don't think I came home actually that often, because I was just like so wrapped up in it and enjoying myself, I didn't really care. I did get a little bit homesick, I have to say. Warning, especially if you've just finished it now. I did, like, Freshers Week, totally enjoyed it, and then the following week had to start going to lectures and things like that, and I was like, oh my god, I miss home. And I called my mum and just kind of talked through it with her, and I said to her, I think it was just because Freshers Week was so fun and wasn't serious at all. It just felt like a holiday. And then obviously once I had to start lectures, I was like, oh, this isn't a holiday, I'm actually here for quite a long time. I did get a bit homesick then, but I got myself over it, that was fine. But unfortunately for me, I'm not 100% sure if it was because of homesickness, I don't know, but I feel like it was. In sort of February of my first year, I started having panic attacks, and I was so lucky because I only had them for a week, and I managed to pull myself out of them. I started having panic attacks. The person who I probably would have called straight away was my mum, but she was on holiday at the time and I couldn't call her. So I was calling my boyfriend and, you know, crying down the phone to him. And eventually, it was always when I went to bed, after many nights of me calling him and keeping him awake when he was working full time, he said, look, I can't, you know, do this every night because I can't just listen to you cry and cry and cry when I'm not there, because, you know, it's heartbreaking. You need to go and talk to your friends about this. So I went and talked to my friends and sat with them until they calmed me down, and the next day I went to talk to the school nurse and said, I just feel like I want to go home for a week and just, you know, break the cycle a bit. And she said she was worried that I wouldn't come back, but I did go back. But I just went home, my boyfriend came and picked me up that night, and I went home and just had a bit of a rough time of it, but you know, just saw my family and saw everybody, and kind of I mean, it was a tough time. I didn't think I was gonna like pull myself out of it, but I did, and I'm fine now. I haven't had a panic attack in, God, I think since like 2008 probably. Yeah, so I was fine in the end, but I just think that sometimes homesickness can creep up on you when you kind of least realise it. So I would just say it's going to happen. If you are one of them people that is very homely, it's going to happen because, you know, you're away from home and you're used to seeing them every day, but just make sure, you know, you keep in contact, whether it's via Skype or phone or email. And if you need to, go and visit home regularly. I know for some people it's hard because if you've gone a long way from home it can be expensive, but at the end of the day your like sanity and feeling well is more important than the train fare or whatever. So just go home, spend some time chilling out, and you'll pull yourself back together and you will be fine. Another thing as well, at university you will get ill a lot, and that causes extreme homesickness. I always used to get homesick when I was ill. I was just like, Mom, I need you to take care of me. So, but just remember that when you're ill, that you'll probably be fine once you're feeling much better. So, and the final thing I just want to say is enjoy it. I feel like I've just talked a lot and maybe given you too much to think about. But yeah, don't overthink everything that I'm saying about. It's just, this is more like if you find yourself in that situation, think about the things that I've said. But yeah, just enjoy it. It's an amazing experience and like made me the person that I am today, definitely. And given me some amazing friends who I still see now, and given me amazing, you know, knowledge and something to put on my CV. So I think it was worth it in the end. But yeah, I hope that this helps someone, or you know, makes someone smile who's at university at the moment. Please, if you've got any other questions, just like personal message me, or you can, you know, ask in the comments below, and I will be so happy to answer them, because I just think it is a really scary time when you're going to university. So yeah, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, or subscribe to my channel for more videos. So thanks for watching. Bye!